at this confrontation that we had, I reached into my pocket and wanted to pull a pistol out, and I wanted to cause him harm. In this time in my life, I want to kind of have a little background. I was very busy in work, and I had a big construction company, and was weighed down with work, and with my wife was diagnosed with cancer in 2005. This is now 2007, and just wasn't happy, even with all the money and all the things that I had. I had no peace.
Hi, my name's Terry Vance. I'm the pastor of the Gunnery Road Baptist Church. And Sam didn't know me, and I didn't know him. I just knew of him. I knew that he was in the paving business. And so I called Sam and called him, and he said, yeah. And I said, Sam, you don't know me, but I'm Key Stack. Key who? And who are you?
I was pretty abrasive, huh?
But he was very abrasive. And I said, well, I'm Keith's dad, your neighbor's dad, the pastor of Gunnery Road. Then he softened, oh, Mr. Vance, what can I do for you? I said, well, Sam, I said, we are having our driveway paved, and I'm concerned that they didn't put down that sticky stuff that they put over pavement, and is that a big deal? He says, who's doing it? And I said, well, this guy just came and knocked on our door and gave me a good price, and we hired him. And he said, you know what, I'm coming over. I'll be there. And I thought the job looked okay, and Sam said, hey, let's cut to the chase, man. But he didn't use such euphemistic terms. He said, let's cut to the chase. Where's your license? Where's your license?
That's right.
And the guy said, who are you? He said, it doesn't make any difference who I am. Where's your license? Go get me your license. And so the guy meandered off and brought back a license. Sam studied it and said, this is no real license. This is nothing. This is to seal this type of stuff. It's not to put it down. He was getting himself all worked up. He said, I hate people like you. And you come in and you do shoddy work, and you're not held accountable, and you tell lies, and you take advantage. And he said, these people here, they're good people. I mean, blankety blank, they are good people. This guy's a blankety blank pastor. And so anyway, Sam said, before we pay you a dime, we want to have proof that the materials that are here on the property have been paid for. So you go back to the pit and you get the receipts, because we don't want this property to be held responsible. So they went off to get the receipts. So that left Sam, my son, and I here alone on the property. And so my son and I took that opportunity to share with Sam the gospel, or at least to attempt to. And so I think in fact I know we were standing right over there, and so I tried to talk to Sam about spiritual things. And as soon as I funneled down to even the concept of God, Sam got very indignant. He felt that he really had a case against God. And about that time, the contractor showed up with the proof that the materials were paid for. And I think we were standing right over there, and they came up, and Sam, my son, and I were there, and two of them came, the owner and his sidekick came up, and Sam said, I didn't mean to bust your chops, over there.
Yeah.
The guy said, well, you could have surprised me. So it was fine until I said, how do you seal this? Or what product should I use to seal this, And Sam said, well, you should seal it in a year or two after it turns gray. And this guy said, yeah, and use an oil-based sealer. And Sam said, an oil base? And he said, yeah, it's the best. And Sam said, It's not the best. Pastor Vance, you need to use a water base. I know what I'm talking about. So then they started fighting over what product to use to seal this pavement, and it went downhill fast. Within seconds, the air turns blue with profanity, and right about in this spot, they are the language turned into physical threats. And finally, this guy said, who was a great big guy, twice as big as Sam, he would have killed Sam. He would have killed him. And the guy said, you know, I've not fought since the 7th grade, but man, let's go. And then the guy started coming after him, and Sam was coming for him also. And my son, who's a great big strong guy, walked around Sam and grabbed him by the waist and picked him up. And Sam's just trying to wait at this guy, trying to get to him. And my son literally carried Sam to his truck that was parked right out there outside the gate.
Pastor pretty much told the story of what happened here. I left here, and Keith picked me up, and he says, listen, go home, you know, calm down. And I got in my truck, which was parked right on the other side of the fence, and I wasn't calmed down. I had red. I was seeing red, and this man was, in my mind, he was the target of all my problems. If I could knock this guy down and tread over him, my life would be much better. Pastor didn't mention that at this confrontation that we had, I reached into my pocket and wanted to pull a pistol out, and I wanted to cause him harm, and it was real, and I didn't think of any consequences, but that this man had to pay for my problems. I went to my place in Buckingham, and I grabbed a shotgun, a loaded shotgun, and I drove down the road to come back here. And Keith was coming down the road at the same time to meet with me, and he stopped me and he says, where are you going? And I said, I'm going back over there to make things right. And he says, we need to talk. And I said, what do we need to talk about, Keith? He said, we need to talk about you and your relationship with God. And he says, Sam, why are you so angry? And do you have why are you angry at God? So I unloaded all these things that were in my life, my wife, and just business, and struggling, all these years with things, and just made God the point of my problems. And he says, well, Sam, do you think you're a good person? And I said, yeah, I do. I think I'm a good person. And even at that moment when he said that, I'm about to take a shotgun over here and cause harm to somebody. And in my own mind, I'm Catholic, and I'm good. And he says, Sam, your good works are, but they're filthy rags. And it just hit me that what real good things do I do? And these good things that I do, who am I doing them for? And Keith ended up opening up more to me and explaining the gospel to me, and God worked in me, and it brought me to repentance, and I got saved that day on that road, and my life is been changed by the grace of God. And all that anger and that wrath that I've had towards others, it just was washed away. And I'm thankful. my life's different today. And I stand here as a testimony to God's grace, and I'm thankful.